want to talk for a second, if I can, on negotiations. The vast difference between the average person who calls on a property and a person who's a good negotiator is they get the answers they want from the person the way they need to get them. And so I don't always call people and tell them, let's say we're looking at a mobile home park. I don't tell them, hey, we buy mobile home parks all over the country, and we'd like to buy your mobile home park. We can run it better and make it bigger and make it, worth more money and then sell it. I don't tell them that. I tell them, hey, I'm looking at mobile home parks. Can you tell me anything about it? And they say, oh, we're not a park. I said, well, do you have trailers in your park? Yes. Okay, in the trailers that you have, do you rent or sell any of them? We do. Do you have any empty spaces? If I bought a trailer, could I move it in? And I get a lot of information just from wanting to put a trailer in their park, and that makes the negotiations better for me. So, I want to work with you guys on negotiation, give you some different tips on negotiation, and see if that helps you. So here's number one. When you're negotiating, let the other person talk the most. When you speak, you lose. In negotiations, let them talk. Anytime I'm negotiating, it doesn't matter how big someone is, how much money they have, or how small, I always let them talk. I let them say what they want to say, and I generally hold back, even in an email, when I'm negotiating by email. I don't always answer an email or answer back right away because we're in that form of negotiations to get them back in there. So number one, don't be the first person to talk. Allow them to talk. Number two, listen to what they're saying, not what they're saying. If you will pay attention, you often will catch people who are overstating or saying stronger what they're believing in. They'll do it. So make sure you listen to what they're saying, not what they're saying. Hey, this park is a great park. It's in a great location. May mean that it used to be a fabulous location, but now, of course, with the sewer dump that's moved in next door, it's horrible. So you got to be listening to what they're saying, not what they're saying. They tell you, wow, it's right next to the military base. And what they're saying is the military doesn't allow any of his soldiers to live here. You've got to find out and get to dig for the information you need. So don't listen to what they're saying. Listen to what they're saying. And I think it's important that you can do that. Number three, find out all the information you can before you start negotiations, because knowledge is power. Now, I agree that a lot of people say, well, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is power if you're enacting it. And if you're listening in negotiations and they say something and they say, well, right down the street, Walmart might be coming. And you can say, no, Walmart's not coming. Matter of fact, they backed out 6 weeks ago, decided they weren't going to do it there, and they're going to move about 18 miles down the road to a different town that's more advantageous for Walmart. All of a sudden, their power of investment is gone. They don't have the strength of what they did. So make sure that your research and your knowledge is huge when you're in negotiation. Number four and final, when you're negotiating and you've listened to what they're saying, you talk the least. You don't talk first. Then you listen to what they're saying, but not listen to what they're saying. And then you get all the knowledge so you have, know what to talk about when they're negotiating. Number four is, when you set a price, don't be a sissy. When you set a price, you hold to it. You don't let somebody work you on your price back and forth. When you set a price, you set a price and leave it there. We always have investors that I see, going back and forth, especially some of these guys on TV. They'll go back and up and down, and they'll be at an auction, and they'll go, well, we spent $10,000 more than we wanted to for this property. I've never spent $10,000 more than I've wanted to on a property that was going to be an investment. I know exactly what I want to spend. That's what I go to. Tiffany and I went to an auction just down in Honolulu recently, and the auctioneer was going. We were bidding $5,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000, and we got right to my amount, and now it was $550,000 was my amount. $555. I never said a word, because I said I'd buy the house for $550 or less, or I wouldn't go a penny more. That's what you've got to learn to do in negotiations. Don't be a sissy. When you say a price, make sure you know that that's the price you want, and then from there, once you sign a contract, negotiations can begin to go down, but you never go up. Know where your stopping point is and stay on that stopping point. And I believe those four things in negotiations will make you a stronger negotiator. This is Gary with thedealfundersblog.com. thedealfundersblog.com. You also can email me right there, contact me right on the blog, Gary at thedealfundersblog.com, and I'll try to get back with you as soon as possible. I hope the things you see or the things you hear help you. I hope they encourage you, and I hope that they help your future go forward as they help my future go forward. I'm not in it only for the money, but the money doesn't stink.